From the WHIO Broadcast Center in high definition, this is News Center 7.
And you will not beat Donald Trump by insulting him. That is not how you win.
Focus today for Republican candidates. Beat Donald Trump.
And my friends, today, the front runner is someone who was preying on your anger.
You're among those 65% of Republicans who recognize that Donald Trump could be a disaster as the nominee. Then I ask you to join us.
Tonight, a clearer picture of who voters want to see in the White House. And tonight's Super Tuesday results could ultimately decide who ends up there in the White House in D.C. Good evening. I'm James Sprout.
I'm Cheryl McHenry. A record number of voters headed to the polls. In all, voters in 12 states decided who they think would be the best commander-in-chief.
This has been an amazing evening.
That from Donald Trump as he learned he's taken more than half the states voting for Republicans tonight. He spent part of his day here in Columbus and then went south to Florida. Exit polls show most Republican voters want an outsider for president, but late deciders went with Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. This Virginia voter said he doesn't like how the Republican race is going so.
Saying it's unpresidential and we've got a lot of bigger problems to worry about than name calling.
On the Democratic side,
we're going to work for every vote. And we will need all of you to keep volunteering, contributing, doing everything you can, talking to your friends and neighbors.
Hillary Clinton has taken 6 states, while Bernie Sanders took 2, but not all the votes are in yet. And here's a look at who's winning right now on the Republican side. Donald Trump won in Georgia, Alabama, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Virginia, and Arkansas. Ted Cruz won his home state of Texas and its next-door neighbor, Oklahoma. John Kasich is in a close race for first with Trump in Vermont. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton won Georgia, Virginia, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Texas. Bernie Sanders won his home state of Vermont and Oklahoma.
Now joining us, Mark Caleb Smith. He is the director of the Center of Political Studies at Cedarville University. Mark, appreciate your time. Your thoughts on what's happened tonight?
Nothing really surprising, I don't think. Virginia's a little bit closer than we expected. Donald Trump seems to be running away with things in most other places, and Hillary Clinton's dominant.
Looking ahead at Cruz in Texas, that's his home state. Got to win that. Looks as though Oklahoma's close.
Yep. Oklahoma's close. If Cruz could somehow come out ahead in Oklahoma, that gives him a little bit more credibility moving forward. But he's challenged as we move out of the South. The states get less and less conservative, less and less religious. That makes it hard for him.
And you're saying Rubio needs some support where on the East Coast?
Virginia would be ideal if he could win Virginia and then later win Florida, his home state, of course, then maybe build into the Midwest. Then who knows?
Looking at a 4 or 5 person race still after tonight, you're thinking not everybody's going to move forward?
We'll see. It depends on their motivation. Ben Carson says he's going to run as long as he has money. John Kasich says he's going to run until Ohio. Why are they in the race? They have different motivations.
Speaking of Governor Kasich, he says he's in it till the March 15th primary here in the state of Ohio. Can he make it that long, and what's he trying to get out of this?
He can surely make it that long. He has enough cash on hand to continue to campaign, which is really the big deal. I think he wants to secure something for his future. My guess is a vice presidential slot, maybe a cabinet post moving forward. That makes some sense.
Okay, so you think he's in it till at least the 15th, as he said?
That would be my guess.
Okay. Mark, as always, appreciate your knowledge, and we'll see you down the campaign trail a bit.
Good to be here.
Mark Caleb Smith from Cedarville University. Winning tonight brings so much more than bragging rights. Delegates are up for grabs here, and the more delegates a candidate gets, the more likely he or she is to win their party's nomination. For the Republicans, a candidate needed 1,237 delegates to become the nominee. There are almost 600 delegates tonight. On the Democratic side, a little more than 1,000 delegates are available tonight. The candidate needs almost 2,400 delegates to win the nomination. And here's a look at how many delegates the candidates had before the votes tonight. Donald Trump was leading the pack with 82. Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio were close with 17 and 16. Close to each other, I should say. Kasich was next with 6, and Ben Carson had 4. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton went into the day with a big lead, 546 delegates. Bernie Sanders had 8.